Hi, my name's Tim Chase and I'm making a comeback to the stage as a fitness model after a year and a half out. So here are 5 steps that I recommend anyone takes when they're looking to compete as a fitness model or a physique athlete. Step 1 is your training. This is the bit that everyone loves to do, the bit that we hardly ever miss. I do use a combination of weights and cardio when I'm getting ready for a show. My current training split is obviously individual to me, and I'd recommend to anyone, if you're doing a split, especially when you're coming into a competition, make it relevant to you. Work on the body parts that you want or need to work on. So my current split is shoulders day 1, then legs, then I do an upper body session, then it's legs again, then shoulders, and then arms. So I'm working on my weaknesses, which are my shoulders and my legs, hitting them every few days. You know, I rest when I need to rest. Normally it's every sort of 3rd, 4th or 5th day, but you know, I play it by ear. I've been doing this a while now, and you kind of learn to listen to your body and rest when you feel you need to rest, but don't rest every other day. At least give yourself a good 3-4 days where you're working solidly, and then you deserve that rest and recovery day. For my cardio, I use a combination of LISS and HIIT every single morning. If you've seen any of my Instagram stories or my Facebook stories, you'll see that I take my dog out for an hour walk fasted. So I get up, I'll have some BCAAs, and I'll get straight out with the dog for an hour every single day, 7 days a week, rain or shine. Then at the moment, 4 times a week, I'm doing HIIT training, so high intensity interval training. And then we do 30 seconds on, 30 seconds off. This starts at about 10 minutes when I'm further away from a show, and we increase this to maybe 4 or 5 times a week. The length also increases as we get nearer. But you know, this is all dependent on how lean I'm getting. So, you know, if I'm not losing the body fat I need to lose, we increase the amount of HIIT from 10 minutes all the way up to 20. And we also put some LISS after that as well. So I'd say, you know, to you guys, if you're doing cardio, it's not essential and there's no correct amount that needs to be done, but just look how you're progressing and increase your cardio as and when you need to. When you're in the gym, make sure every session is with a good intensity. To do that, I recommend choosing nice big compound movements to start your session. So for me, things like lunges, leg press, hack squat are a great way to start my leg sessions. Shoulders, I might do a shoulder press or an upright row. You know, get some weight shifted, slightly lower in the reps, and then as you go through the session, you can start putting in things like supersets, trisets, some higher volume sets to really get the increased blood flow, to get your heart rate up, to get your blood pressure up, and obviously to get some calories burned. There's always a debate about whether you should go heavy or not when you're coming into a competition. Now, my take on this is that personally, I don't like to go below about 6 reps when I'm coming into a show, for the pure reason that I don't want to get injured. I know that I could get great fat loss from lifting heavy weights, you know, low reps, 4 or 5 reps, but I don't want the risk of causing any injury to my lower back, to my knees, to my elbows, because I can't afford to take days off training when it gets closer and closer to a show. Step number 2 is your nutrition. This is key for anyone who's looking to prep, to get on stage and to look their best. It's about being on point with your nutrition every single day of the week, every minute of the day. There's no good being on point Monday to Friday and then Saturday and Sunday comes and you go out and have a big blowout, have a cheat meal, have a refeed, have some drinks. If you've got a show coming up, and mine is in 6 weeks' time, then I am on it every single day. I structure my diet with 6 meals every single day. So I have a set amount of macronutrients each day, so that's protein, carbs and fats, and I know exactly how much protein, carbs and fats are in each of my 6 meals. Now this changes depending on when I'm training each day, but I normally train in the morning, so I know pretty much off the top of my head what I'm eating and when. I've got a little bit of flexibility with my diet, so if for example I do want to go out for a bit of food at somewhere like Nando's or to a local restaurant, obviously I'm going to go for a healthy option, but if the macros are slightly out, so if I'm eating a meal that has slightly more fat, say for example I might have salmon, I might have some avocado in there, then all I will do is I'll just adjust my macros in my other meals. So I might reduce my fats down on the meals either side of that meal. By having a structured meal plan and with a little bit of flexibility, it gives me the ability to go out with friends if I want to and socialise, because with prep your whole life does go on standstill. So you can just become a hermit and sit in the house and just eat out of Tupperware all the time. But hey, I like to go out now and then, and it's great that I can just adjust my macros if I need to. I changed my nutrition slightly on training and rest days. What I do is I just reduce my carbs slightly on rest days. This won't work for everyone, but I find it works great for me. It means I've got the same meal structure on training and rest days, and I think, you know, for anyone out there who wants to compete and isn't sure about what to do regarding their nutrition, rather than try and be crazy and every day eat different foods in different orders, I just keep my nutrition pretty much the same every day and just reduce a little bit of carbs in some of the meals, obviously cut out my post-workout shake and my pre-workout when I'm on rest days. When I'm prepping for a show, I won't have cheat meals from about 10 to 12 weeks out. Now, a lot of people believe, you know, you need a cheat meal once a week, a refeed once a week, but the way I look at it, you know, I'm not restricting my calories ridiculous amounts every day, so I'm still eating enough calories to recover. Therefore, I don't feel I need a refeed and a cheat meal every week. However, I can still go out for a nice meal. I just don't go out and eat a whole tub of ice cream or go and have loads of chocolate brownies or 10 pints. If I do that, I find that, you know, I just go crazy the next few days. Sugar levels are all over the place. And, you know, you just feel so guilty, and you sort of get into that spiral of just binging one day, starving the next. And you kind of go a little bit out of control with your prep. So I like to keep the same sort of foods, the same macros every day. And, you know, if I do ever feel I'm really struggling with prep and I just cannot get through the week, then as long as the coach says it's okay, we might have a little refeed, but that'll be still eating the same clean foods I've been eating the whole way through my prep. I'm not just going to throw in a load of sugar and absolute garbage into my diet. It's going to be no use to me when prepping. Leading up to a show, my diet will change slightly. So for Pure Elite this time, 7 days out is the start of peak week. Now, for a lot of people, they'll do a crazy peak week like a bodybuilder. They'll go crazy on the carbs, so they'll reduce them right down, deplete themselves, pump them straight up to like 1,000 grams a day to fill out their muscles, and they'll dry themselves out, and they'll do all these different protocols with vitamin C and salt and a whole variety of things. Now, this is fitness modeling or a physique competition. We're not doing bodybuilding. So therefore, if I get lean enough, I don't need to do all these manipulations that a bodybuilder's going to do that's got about an extra 5 stone of muscle on me. My plan this time, leading up to Pure Elite, is to keep my nutrition pretty much the same all the way through peak week. So we'll be eating the same amount of protein, carbs and fats pretty much into the show. As long as I'm lean enough and I'm basically shredded enough, then I shouldn't need these crazy manipulations. I should be able to almost just step on stage looking pretty damn good, because it is modelling. So we want a nice aesthetic look. We may, however, just manipulate water very slightly, because it is good just to get that little extra level of hardness you get from dehydration. So that's probably the only thing I'm going to do different coming up to show day. So my favourite meal, believe it or not, when I'm dieting is actually these, which look horrendous and boring like baby food or baby sick. It's oats. Now, I absolutely love oats when I'm dieting, so I put in as much water as possible, a little trick for you, as much as I can to get the oats to swell up, because I'm trying to make the biggest amount of food possible, because obviously I'm pretty much starving when I'm dieting. So I normally put that in for about 5-6 minutes into the microwave, try and get it to swell right up, and then has to be chocolate flavour, milk chocolate Hydro Whey, straight into the oats, but put the protein powder in after the oats are cooked, otherwise it's just no good. Alright, so that's the chocolate Hydro Whey in with the oats. Very complicated recipe, this one, but you know what, it tastes so good. Chuck a little bit of cinnamon in there as well, and it tastes even better. Little trick, you've got to use a teaspoon. It makes it last a hell of a lot longer. It makes you feel massive. Step number 3 is your supplementation. What supplements are you taking alongside your diet to help you with your recovery, your repair, so that you can keep training every session with good intensity? Every morning when I get up with my breakfast, always go for my Optimum and some fish oils with that as well. And then pre-workout, I will go for Amino Energy. Don't laugh, I know most people have a actual pre-workout, but I find that Amino Energy from ON gives me just that little buzz I need to have a really good session without any sort of crash. I normally mix that with some glutamine and some creatine just to help with my training and my recovery. My intra-workout is gold standard BCAAs. Peach and passion fruit, that's my current favourite flavour. And I just mix this with water and I just drink this throughout the workout. Post-workout, I'll always go for Optimum Nutrition Hydro Whey. I will often mix this with oats after a workout, but as I'm getting closer to a show, you know, the amount of carbs I'm having is actually decreasing. So right now, there is no oats, unfortunately. So it is just whey on its own post-workout, which is sad times. Step 4 is your preparation. So this is everything that is often overlooked aside from your training and your nutrition. It's things like your tan, your hair, if you're a girl, obviously your makeup, posing, things like massages between sessions. These are often things that people overlook when they're competing. People think that when you're going to be a physique competitor or a fitness model, all you need to do is diet and train. Not true, I'm afraid. Some of the most important parts is the extra prep that you've got to do. You've got to make sure your posing is smooth, you know, you transition from poses well, you are showing off the best parts of your body to the judges and basically hiding any weaknesses you've got. Make sure that your posing and your T-walk or your I-walk or whatever it may be is fully rehearsed. Don't leave anything to chance. Make sure you know all your poses completely off by heart so that you know that when that camera is rolling that you're going to look your best in every single angle. Things are often overlooked, especially for guys. Your hair, make sure you do your hair ready for the show day. Make sure you shave, if you need to, shave your beard, do whatever you need to do. Make sure you remove your hair before you get your tan done. And something that I do every single week at the moment is get a massage. So I'm a big fan in deep tissue massages. You know, you're training hard, you're putting your body through the mill, and there's nothing like getting an elbow put into your muscles that have been worked to break down any knots and just mean that you can keep training with a good intensity every single session. Ready or not. It's so painful. But it'll be worth it. It'll be worth it in the end. Is it harder massaging someone who's got more muscle and less body fat?
With those sort of people, you have to go deeper to get to the strands of the muscles.
I hate my chest being done. Oh! Feels like she's pulling my chest off. Feels like my pec's going off the attachments. Makes you think twice about training biceps hard.
Yeah.
Oh, I really want to. Need a little white flag. Step number 5 is your mindset. What keeps you focused, driven and determined every day to stick to your nutrition, your training and your plan to achieve that goal. My advice to you is to think about, why are you competing? What is the reason you want to step on stage? For me, it's a personal challenge. I don't care about who else is competing. Well, I do as a mate, but I don't really care what physique they're in, what shape they're in. I'm going to challenge myself. I competed 2 years ago and I want to bring a better physique to the stage than I did then. Yes, I think I looked pretty good then, but I want to take it to the next level. And you know, I'm just determined and driven that I'm going to do that. So every day when I wake up, every time I go to the gym and I think, do you know what? I can't be bothered. I think I'm going to be on that stage. I'm going to have photos taken and these need to look the best shots and it needs to be the best physique that I could possibly bring. I don't want to look back at those days where I skipped training or had a cheat meal or, you know, just went off plan and regret those days. Every day really counts and it's all about keeping it up here, driving yourself all the way to that finish line and out the other side. You know, no stone left unturned.